Hello everyone and welcome to Health Fit 12. We're your co-hosts Alyssa Rossman with Boise Fitness Equipment.
And I'm Curtis French with French Fitness Professionals.
Well, today Curtis will have me demonstrating a total body workout with a bench and some dumbbells. We're using some of my favorite tools today from Powerblock and Hoist. The Powerblock dumbbells are a great tool because you have a full set of dumbbells that cradle inside one another and create just one compact dumbbell. They're very sturdy compared to some of the other selectorized dumbbells out there on the market and come in different sizes ranging from about 3 pounds all the way up to 125 pounds. The Hoist folding bench is also another personal favorite of mine because it too is also very sturdy and easily folds up and stores out of the way. So we'll show you in just a minute how we're going to use that bench. And Curtis, is there anything that we need to know before we get started today?
Yeah, today I'm just going to keep it very basic and simple. We're going to go through basic movements on the bench. And I just want to keep people, since they're not working with me, less likely to injure themselves from their workouts.
So we're going to keep it simple.
Keeping it simple.
Good deal. Well, however, if you're interested in one-on-one training and want a little bit more specific training, you can always reach Curtis through our website at boisefitnessequipment.com, or you can call him directly at 866-9129. All right, everyone, round up your dumbbells and bench, and if you have them, and join us for your Health Fit 12 workout. We'll be right back.
Health Fit 12 is brought to you by Blue Cross of Idaho.
Welcome back to our total body workout. We're using dumbbells and a bench today. What do we have on our first exercise?
We're going to do the flat dumbbell bench press. So I'm going to have you lay back on the bench, put your feet up, and bring your arms down just to where you come level elbow with the shoulder.
Okay.
Very good. And when you're pressing, what you want to do is pretend like you're following the edges of a pyramid.
All right.
Like so. Good. And never to go too low, because if you go way back, you put a lot of stress on the anterior capsule of the shoulder, and you can really tweak it. And this is a good safe range, just because most people don't know how flexible their shoulders are, and this is a good safe place to start. Awesome. Nice work. All right, and when you come in, you bring those dumbbells down, elbows in, and then just sit straight up. Good.
All right, so we're going into rows.
Going into a single arm bench row. There you
need
go.
to start your Gym Boss timer there.
Yeah,
we're using our handy dandy Gym Boss timer.
That's right.
Today. It's great for circuit training.
So when you row, what you want to do is use the arm first. And at the end portion, you go arm, 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 then scapula. There you go. Then you let the scapula come out, arm, 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 and scapula. Now what she's doing here, she's pulling the scapula to the middle of her spine. Good. And I'll have you change. So the scapula is the shoulder blade. And what you're doing is, as you're coming up, you're bringing the scapula to the end range by bringing it in towards the spine. There you go. Good. Now you always want to make sure you have a nice flat back here and a good arch in the back. And now the way to get a good arch in the back is to pretend the butt's a pair of headlights and you're shining it at the ceiling. And the
Sounds kind of funny, but it kind of puts it in perspective.
It's a bench press. Now, if it's bothering you, if you're on a bench, you can put your feet up like Alyssa to make it a little more comfortable. But if your loads go up higher, you might want to start putting the feet on the ground. Good. Now you can do variations with the grip as well. You can do palms facing, and that'll typically hit the triceps. Awesome.
Back into our rows.
We'll go back into the row. Now, you can't see it from this side, but Sometimes when if you can't get the arch in your back, that usually means whatever you have your knee on is probably a little too high, or you have this stance leg too far back, or you have this stance leg locked out. And when I get to the other side, I'll show you. Let's change.
Okay.
So Alyssa's stance leg is bent. It's in line with her hip. And when that's locked out, a lot of times, lock it out for me, it's really hard to keep that arch in the back. And so what you do is bend the knee a little bit. There you go. Another mistake people make, they put the leg way too far back behind them.
So this is not good.
Yeah, and it gets really hard to flatten the back out that way as well.
You know, it also
Awesome.
puts a lot of pressure on your triceps, so it kind of becomes a tricep
Yes.
exercise, I discovered when I was doing it wrong.
There you go.
All right.
Good. Now, if you do go heavier load, if you have a workout buddy and stuff, it's always good to have them spot. And when you spot, what you want to do is just have your hands behind the elbows. And typically, I don't need to spot Alyssa right here. But if she was using a load that was too great for her, I would spot from here to help her press through to finish the movement. Awesome.
All right.
And now if you want to make this more interesting, you can turn the grip to an overhand grip. And what this does, it'll work the back of the posterior deltoid, or the back of the shoulder, and more of the scapula adductors, the rhomboids and things. Here, let's bring it to this side and give them a shot.
All right.
So these movements are typically working. So if she does palms like this, we're working more of the lat along the side. And then if she rotates her hand, we're getting more adductions, scapula adductors,
I can feel that.
and posterior deltoid, the back of the shoulder. And any pulley movement you do, you're going to work the secondary mover is the bicep. So you're getting some bicep work in there. Good. Awesome. There you go. Got it backwards. Yeah. Whoops.
There we go.
Yeah. There.
Okay.
Nice. Now, people hurt themselves on bench presses a lot, or dumbbell benches, and usually the reason for that is because they take the weight too deep.
So this is not good coming way down here.
Not if your shoulders aren't flexible enough for it. Nice. Good. Nice arch in the back. Good. Nice flat back. Awesome. And then at the in range, you pull that scapula all the way over to the spine. Very good. Pulling it over. Pulling it over. Awesome. Good.
All right. Last one here, I believe.
Last one.
Is that right?
Yeah. Now, if you're getting back pain with this, what you can do is often you might want to adjust your leg position and pull the belly button in just a little bit. Nice. And always remember, watch that tempo on the way down. You're not jerking your shoulder out of the joint.
All right.
Nice.
Well, stay tuned. We'll be right back with our second set. All right, welcome back to our second set of our total body workout, where today we're using the Powerblock dumbbells and a hoist bench. I think for this set, one of our exercises, we're not going to use the dumbbells though, right?
No, we are going to do the step back lunge. And what that is you step back when you lunge. So you lunge back. Good. Now the important thing about a step back lunge is you want to hang off the heel of the foot, so from midfoot back. But you really want to try and not to let this knee travel very far forward. Try and keep it as close to over the ankle as possible so you can hit the glute. Good. Let's change to the other one. So the more the knee travels forward, the more quadricep muscle it's going to activate. But the less the knee travels forward, the more glute activation you're going to get out of the movement. Very good. Now remember, it's pretty hard at first, but you want to keep it mid-foot back to heel, most of your weight there. And a trick I do is tell people to lift the toes inside the shoe. Good. Awesome. And now, next on our go are the Zottman curls. Now, a Zottman curl is when you curl the weight and then turn it over, keeping the elbows in at the side. Let it down. So this works the long head and the short head of the bicep, and also the forearm muscles. Now, it's really important that you don't let the wrist break when you do this movement, that you keep it nice and straight. Awesome. Good.
All right.
And let's go back into the step back lunge. Now, on all exercises, I just want people to realize that you really need to draw your belly button into the spine just enough that you feel it go in, not like you're going to kill yourself by sucking it in so tight it blows, squeezes all the air out of you.
But just to keep it tight, right?
And another thing on the step back lunge, you want to keep the torso as upright as possible. Let's go the other leg. So when she steps back, you notice she's not, bow forward for us. This is what I see people do a lot of times, and what you want to do is keep the chest as upright as possible and over the hip.
What does that do?
Well, it's going to activate the glute, but it also is going to take a little less pressure off the back as you forward bend.
Right.
There you go. Good. And remember the knee. The knee needs to
knee
stay
back.
over the ankle. Otherwise, you're going to move into the quadriceps, and it won't be as effective as a glute exercise. Now, the next one we're going to do, this is the hammer curl. So you're going to hold the weights like if you're swinging a hammer, keeping the elbows in tight. Good. And back. And curling. Good. Now you want to suck the belly button in. And I don't want any slouching. I want a nice tall chest.
And no swinging.
No swinging that weight. Don't be throwing those elbows forward. You're keeping the elbows still and back. Nice. Now let's go back into that step back lunge. Good. So she's going to initiate by sucking her belly button in. Good. And then you notice how as her butt gets tired, you're going to want to let the knee travel forward. So you got to really make a focused effort, there you go, to keep the knee back over the ankle.
I really can tell the difference too when I let my knee go forward.
Yeah.
It does move into my quad rather than my glutes. And I
yeah.
want to hit those glutes.
Oh yeah, the glutes are really important muscles. There you go, keeping the knee back. Remember, people forget, they tend to drive off the toe of the feet. I want the weight on the heel of the foot or mid-foot back to the heel. So a good way to do that, just kind of unweight the toes inside the shoe. Awesome. And suck the belly button in and keep the chest up. Awesome. And now we're going to go into a regular bicep curl. Now, regular bicep curls, we're just going to have the palms up or supinated. And it's the same idea. Belly button goes in, okay? Not swinging the elbows forward. Keeping the elbows in tight to the body. Good. Awesome. And you're really focusing on the biceps here. Nice. And you don't want to start crunching down. You want to keep that chest up. Good. And let's go back into the step back lunge. One more round.
Last round.
Good. Awesome. Chest up. Now, if you're having an issue with stability here, you can always get like a broomstick or some sort of balance aid. If you're an ex-skier or a skier, you can use ski poles or set yourself up in between something you can tap your hands on. Let's change legs. And as you get more stable doing this, you can remove the balance items that help you to stabilize. There you go. Awesome. And let's get the knee back, knee back, knee back. There you go. The knee back. Awesome. Lift the chest. Lift the chest.
What about my back leg? What's my back leg? How far should my knee be going down? Should I keep that leg straight or bent?
It's going to bend a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And this is the bicep curl once again.
All right, just a regular bicep curl?
Just a regular bicep curl. Remember,
All right.
stand up nice and tall. Even taller. There you go. And draw the belly button in. Elbows in tight to the side. Head back. Very good. Awesome. And there you have it.
All right, there's set number 2. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the last set of our total body workout.
Health Fit 12 is brought to you by Blue Cross of Idaho.
Welcome back. Joining me is Karen Early, Director of Corporate Communications for Blue Cross of Idaho. Today we're going to discuss how to have a good doctor visit. Most people don't prepare in advance for a visit with their physician. What suggestions do you have for a successful doctor visit?
Well, you know, a lot of people have a doctor's visit, they know they have a small problem, and they wait till they get to the doctor's office to think about what they're going to say. I think you need to think carefully, what are my symptoms? Why am I here? And think, too, about what it is the questions you want answered as you go to the doctor's office. When I come away from this visit, what do I want to know?
Should a patient jot down some notes prior to the appointment?
It's a really good idea to put down your questions on paper, because that way you have a chance to think about them beforehand. You can think about all the questions you want to ask. You can think about the potential things like how do I want to be treated for the problem that I have. And so it's always a good idea to write it down. And then you write those answers down and you can review them then later.
And what should the patient do to ensure a thorough appointment with their physician?
Well, always, again, you want to come in with those questions, and you want to make sure that the doctor gives you answers to those questions. Sometimes doctors may not have the answers right there, so they will want to ask them a little bit further. Ask them if every test that they're ordering is necessary. Ask them if they have some idea of what it might cost. It's often a good idea to have somebody come to the doctor with you, and that helps you, from appointment to appointments, because you can often not always remember everything you need to know about the doctor's visit.
Right, and it kind of ensures continuity from one visit to the next and make sure that you have all that information together.
That's right. So be sure and visit with us next week. We'll have more tips from Blue Cross of Idaho about how to save money on your health care costs.
We'll be right back. And we're back with our last set of our total body workout with our sport blocks and our hoist bench. So what do we have for our last set, Curtis?
We're all going to have you sit down on the edge. This is called a modified check press.
Okay.
What you do is sit up nice and tall and bring the elbows up, palms facing. You want to bring the elbows level with the shoulders, and then you're going to open up, retracting the shoulder blades or scapulas, and move very slowly in and out of the movement, and only go as far as that your shoulders will allow you to do with the flexibility you have. Don't sit and force them back. The most important key here is to sit up as tall as you can with the best posture you have. Suck the belly button in, good, and try and keep that head when the shoulders go back from protruding forward or letting it go forward.
Okay.
All right, and the next movement we have for you is a skull crusher lying flat on the bench with the palms facing. Now this one you want to start out light with just to get an idea. But when you do this, you definitely don't want to hit yourself in the face, that's for sure. But your elbows are in line with your shoulder. And then you're going to pretend there's an invisible balloon between your elbows, and you're going to squeeze that puppy. There you go. Now, the heavier the load gets, the harder it's going to be. Like once it gets beyond what the triceps can handle, it's going to be really hard to keep the elbows in. Your body's going to want to utilize other muscles to help it out. But this is a great one for working the backs of the arms, okay?
Can really feel that.
Yeah.
This is a lot harder tricep extension than just a regular.
Yeah, it is. That's why we start out with that first, as the triceps get fatigued. All right, I'm going to have you go back to the
Our check
modified
press.
check press. Good. Now, seated stance is not a big deal. The most important thing I want to make sure is that you have this nice arch in the back. You have the chest up nice and tall. That the ears are level with the shoulders. And that when you come back, you bring the scapulas together. There you go. Now, a lot of people like to do, when I see them do it for the first time, they like to stick their head out forward as they go, and you don't want to do that. Avoid sticking your head forward as the arms come back. You could strain something in your neck. and neck strains are no fun.
No.
Very good.
Although I have a pretty lightweight, I think I've got, what, 6 pounds here. This weight is, for the duration that we're doing, gets really heavy on the shoulders.
Yeah, it does. You don't need a lot of weight. So when you're doing this and you're picking reps, you can pick them from 8 to 10 or 10 to 12. Good. Let's go to the triceps. Now, this is more like a hammer grip for a skull crusher. Now, what you're going to do is just hold them up, just like you did palms facing, only you're going to hold it like in a way you did with the hammer dumbbell.
Okay.
And then you're going to just drop down nice and slow and straighten it back up.
Kind of just beside my head?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what you want to avoid doing is sticking the arms way past the shoulder. You want to bring the elbows in line with the shoulder so it's straight up and down, okay? Good. And remember, you always want to keep your elbows in. Don't let them flare out. So I like to tell people to put an imaginary balloon between their elbows and squeeze that thing as they do the movement. And once again, this is a great one for the backs of the arms. Awesome.
Okay.
Now we'll go back into the modified check press.
So why is this called a check press?
Oh, supposedly a guy named Paul Chek invented this exercise, but we all know that's not true. No, it's probably been around since the beginning of man. But anyway, it's really good at working the scapulas along with the shoulder, the anterior front of the shoulder, sides, and back. It's a great one. I use it for people who have poor posture. They're kind of bent over. I'll use this to strengthen their upper back and traps and lower trap and middle trap.
So how far back should I be coming? Stop
Only as far as this deltoid or pectoralis muscle will allow you to go back.
Okay.
You'll feel tension. If someone's really tight in the chest, it's going to stop them.
Okay.
I just don't want you forcing the range of motion during the movement. I only want you to go as far as you can. There you go.
Okay.
Awesome. And then the next one is the same skull crusher movement with a different hand position, is palms facing away. This one's a little harder to do. There you go. But you're going to squeeze those elbows in. Nice. And face the palms away. Now, on this one, if you're using too much weight for this one, you just won't be able to face the palms away. It'll be too much. Good. And remember, if you want this to work really good, is you want that elbow in line with the shoulder when you do it. See how Alyssa has this nice straight line here. Awesome. And
You
she's
really
squeezing that invisible balloon with her elbows.
You really have to be conscious of that. It's hard because my elbows are trying to stray outward.
Nice. And
All right.
that's it.
Well, great. Thanks for joining us for our last set. Stay tuned for our health and fitness tip, or our fitness and nutrition tip, and we'll be right back.
Health Fit 12 is brought to you by Blue Cross of Idaho.
Thanks everyone for participating in today's Health Fit 12 Total Body Workout. As always, if you have any questions regarding today's workout or any of the tools we used on the show, find Health Fit 12 on Facebook and send us your questions or feedback. We'll also be posting your weekly tips and challenges there, so should you need to refer back to them, that's where they'll be. Also, watch for our new HealthFit 12 smartphone app that will remind you of weekly challenges. If this is the first time you're joining us, remember to join us Sundays at 9 p.m. or DVR it if you can't make it. With each show, we like to give our viewers a weekly fitness challenge and a nutrition challenge to help you move closer to a healthier version of you. So this week, Curtis, what is our challenge, our fitness challenge?
The fitness challenge this week, I want people to go to the websites for Parks and Rec and find out trailheads in the Boise foothills that they can go out and they can hike around and get outside and go for a hike as often as possible this week. Get outside, enjoy some fresh air.
Absorb some of that vitamin D.
Yeah, get some of that vitamin D going.
Lastly, what about a nutrition challenge?
Well, I want people to try and incorporate something green with every meal. You know, a lot of times we don't get enough greens, and this is a way to do that. And there's a lot of vitamins and minerals and things within fresh vegetables that you don't get otherwise.
Right. You know, and I think when people are grabbing something quick, like maybe a sandwich or something, you can still incorporate a lot of vegetables on a sandwich or request them if you're going, you know, grabbing something real fast, right?
Oh, yeah. Just making a point to do that.
That's it for today's HealthFit 12 workout. I'm Melissa Rossman of Boise Fitness Equipment.
And I'm Curtis French with French Fitness Professionals.
Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to working out with you next time. Everyone have a great week. Hello everyone, and welcome to HealthFit 12. We're your co-hosts, Alyssa Rossman with Boise Fitness Equipment.
And I'm Curtis French with French Fitness Professionals.
Well, today Curtis will have me demonstrating a total body workout with a bench and some dumbbells. We're using some of my favorite tools today from Powerblock and Hoist. The Powerblock dumbbells are a great tool because you have a full set of dumbbells that cradle inside one another and create just one compact dumbbell. They're very sturdy compared to some of the other selectorized dumbbells out there on the market and come in different sizes ranging from about 3 pounds all the way up to 125 pounds. The Hoist folding bench is also another personal favorite of mine because it too is also very sturdy and easily folds up and stores out of the way. So we'll show you in just a minute how we're going to use that bench. And Curtis, is there anything that we need to know before we get started today?
Yeah, today I'm just going to keep it very basic and simple. We're going to go through basic movements on the bench. And I just want to keep people, since they're not working with me, you know, less likely to injure themselves from their workouts.
So we're going to keep it simple.
Keeping it simple.
Good deal. Well, however, if you're interested in one-on-one training and want a little bit more specific training, you can always reach Curtis through our website at boisefitnessequipment.com, or you can call him directly at 866-9129. All right, everyone, round up your dumbbells and bench, and if you have them, and join us for your HealthFit 12 workout. We'll be right back.
HealthFit 12 is brought to you by Blue Cross of Idaho.
Welcome back to our total body workout. We're using dumbbells and a bench today. What do we have on our first exercise?
We're going to do the flat dumbbell bench press. So I'm going to have you lay back on the bench, put your feet up, and